Hey everybody, welcome to Stupid O'Clock. I'm sort of limping here. Dan's actually is got the con. I guess that's what they call it, isn't it?
John and I are tag teaming it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, not the green room.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with a little tag team.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What happened to Joe Bachman?
Got in a fight with a lawnmower and lost.
It looks like it, and it did a good job too.
It's summer.
Oh.
Everybody should be shaving their heads.
Uh,
I just turned the air conditioner up.
Yeah, he just looks like you cleaned the face off too.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, I lost about 5 pounds in 10 years.
Well, I'm sort of limping as a guest, Joe. I'm in the same boat you're in right now.
Yeah, I saw you're having a few technical difficulties today.
Yeah. What happened is during the got an update rolled down last night. During the do not turn off installing, we had a power failure.
I thought EPB didn't give you any power failures.
It lasted all of about 5 seconds.
That's all it takes to screw that up.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so it's at the doctor now getting straightened out. Oh.
Well, we'll hope and pray because that's about all we can do.
Now, I got a question for you guys. I saw it on an old TV show earlier today. Do you remember when, maybe not Joe, maybe John, I'm sure Dan does, that with your paycheck, the company bought you a savings bond?
Yeah, that's well before my
That's a,
time.
that's a little before my time. Dad might have been able to take advantage of that.
They were still trying to push that in the military when I first joined up, but I joined the military in early '85, and they were just switching from payday. They only paid you once a month back then.
Yeah.
That year was when they switched from paying you once a month to paying you twice a month, and they went to direct deposits. So that was the year they killed the payday activities. Well, for the most, depends on where you were at.
And can you still get savings bonds?
And they told you to buy traveler's checks if you were sending money anywhere. So they wanted you to get at least half your paycheck in traveler's checks. And I'm like,
I do believe you can still buy savings bonds.
yes.
Where?
Most banks, I think, bank and maybe the post office, but I'm not so sure about the post office anymore. Well, wait a minute.
That might be the problem with the budget deficit.
No, the problem is the Chinese bought up all the fucking savings bonds. Savings bonds. Let's see here. Got to read all that. Treasury Direct. Strangely enough, it's a government website. And about U.S. savings bonds. Simple, safe, affordable. You can buy them for as little as $25 once earned. They earn interest for up to 30 years. Guaranteed to double in value in 20 years. Let's see here. They call them double E bonds.
So they wouldn't do me any good at my time of life.
Well, you never know.
Be something to leave the grandkids.
Some of the ones that were sold between 2001 and 2011 say Patriot Bond on them. These were special edition to fund anti-terrorism. So I wonder if they have a Ukrainian bond.
So looking at USA.gov/savings bond, the double E and the I series savings bonds are the two that are available. The older HH and historical savings bonds are still earning interest through next year.
Okay. You can buy them electronically online.
What did they do? Mail them to you, or
I do not know. I could click on it, find out. They'll probably take money out of my paycheck. Let's see. You can do you can still do the payroll savings plan. Paper series savings bonds.
According to Smart Asset, paper savings bonds were once available in financial institutions, including banks and credit unions.
Yeah, apparently it's all electronic now. They don't actually send you a bond.
Says this. Well, and this article is dated back in 2022. It says the sole exception to this rule is if you buy a Series I savings bond or Series 1, whichever the case may be, savings bond through your tax refund. So it sounds like you could still get a paper bond that way, at least as of 2022.
all right, that was just something that popped up, and I'm going, why are they not really pushing buying the savings bonds anymore? Because I remember the commercials for savings bonds.
Yeah. I remember a special minisode of George Reeves' Superman where he was asking people to buy savings bonds. Way back in the black and white TV days.
Oh, yeah. And the government was funded.
Yeah.
They
That's
did
probably
away
the
with
problem.
savings.
The Chinese probably own them all.
And apparently the difference between a Series EE and a Series I, the Series EE matures after 20 years and is sold at half the face value. So if you buy a $50 bond, or if you want a $50 savings bond, you'd buy it for $25, and
then
after 20 years, it'd be worth $50.
The EEs go 30 years, and I'm not sure.
It says the Series I goes 30 years.
Okay,
and that
one of 30 years, one of them's 20. Yeah,
yeah, and that one is sold at face value.
And wasn't there 5-year bonds?
I think back in the day there was. I don't know.
Back in the day, yeah, would have
they probably
to
bring them out for like wartime or something.
Yeah.
Hey Ryan, how you doing?
Hey, it's been a while, fellas. How's everybody doing? It's
pretty good.
Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah, good to see everybody. Greensboro, North Carolina, down here where I'm at right now is good. A little freaky weather here and there, but nothing too cray for Cocoa Puffs. So at least we're still breathing. But yeah, good to see you. Wow, Dawn showed up. Look at it. Dawn and I show up at the exact same time. Normally I'm so used to seeing Dawn show up in the last 15 minutes of every show, but
she's been doing better lately.
She's been doing better at very early.
Yeah, being on time and not being late for a very important date, as the White Rabbit likes to tell us in the Alice in Wonderland.
It wasn't my fault. It honestly was not my fault. It's about being polite to the people in my home. But
that's fair.
Now things
you got rid of them now. So.
Yeah, we all got rid of
No, he got a different job. Yay!
Oh, good.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to go to bed at 30 at night and blah, 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 blah. And
wow.
So.
Well, it's good to see you, Dawn. You look lovely as always.
And I had something else I wanted to.
You're welcome. You're welcome. What are we talking about now? Bail bondsman? Is that what we're doing? What's this whole bond?
Savings bonds.
Savings bond. Okay, I'm like, who needs a bail bondsman? I don't want to get into criminal activity.
Yeah, Ryan may not know, but we were just talking about it. When we were kids, you used to see all these commercials for United States savings bonds, and you were supposed to basically, you would
collect them.
Part of your paycheck, your employer would pay part of your paycheck with savings bonds. Encourage people to save money, help the United States government to fund things.
Oh, okay.
I think it got replaced by the Signature Series quarters as they started doing the state quarters and the special event national park quarters.
So everybody can save those.
Yeah. Wow. That's interesting. Long before my time.
Everybody starts saving those quarters.
Quarters.
Yeah. If the U.S. government produces, say, $2 billion worth of collector quarters, and there's all the people are collecting those $2 billion quarters, they can say, see, we've got $2 billion worth of assets that nobody's spending right now.
I remember.
It's a government hustle.
I remember as a child, I used to collect not the regular coins like the pennies and the nick, because anyone is anyone who had a piggy bank. But I remember collecting like bigger sized models of coins, like a giant penny or a giant quarter or something like that. Like I had all these different kind of coins in my collection, which was for a time I was, when I was in what was it, like 6 or 7 years old. So that was fun. And then I realized they're not worth anything really. They're not going to pay any bills when you get older. So I'm like, well, I'm getting rid of these then and moving on to something else. And that's when action figures took over. So that was fun. Heck, I just got some more.
I'd like to pay off my home loan in Beanie Babies. Thank you.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Oh, gosh. I'm just curious though.
Hello, Zach.
Oh, Zach.
Zach.
Oh, the launch pad. Hey, what's up,
Hey,
launch?
Zach.
Wait a minute, launch pad. Where's DW? Where's Darkwing Duck? Because if you have Darkwing Duck, you need launch pad, right? Or no, launch pad was Tailspin.
Zach is our favorite Canadian.
What's up, Canada?
He covers a lot of the rocket launches.
He does.
All of them.
Yeah, I need to ask him. When did Canada export all of their wildfires to Hawaii?
Man, yeah.
That was one of those container ships that got struck by a storm.
On a ship. Ship to Hawaii.
It just one of those containers washed over to Hawaii, and the door burst open, and suddenly the whole place is burning down.
Yeah, devastating over there.
Oh yeah, 53 dead right now.
Acquaintances of mine over there are going to be starting some fundraising efforts to help relief workers and all that stuff. So,
Aloha Airlines,
very good
Hawaiian state airline, is offering $19 flights from Oahu to what was the other, Kauai, or whatever the big island is. I can't remember, but basically, they've set up the disaster center on another island, and they'll fly you there for $19.
Wow.
And the idea is, why set up a disaster site on an island that's on fire? Which
in the middle of a disaster,
it's Hawaii. It's Hawaii. They're used to having islands on fire. I mean, the whole country's pretty much built on fiery islands. So so they're basically shipping everybody over to this other island.
When your home was constructed by a volcano.
Yeah.
And Zach just answered, we plead the fifth.
Oh, we jeez.
Now, Joe Dog, you did hear about the new ship that NASA's planning to launch, right?
No.
They're sending up a ship with a message to the aliens. They're calling it the Apollo G.
Yeah.
Interesting. Speaking of outer space and space travel,
right now, Zach is either leaning back in his chair laughing or got his elbows on the table and his head in his hands. I just don't know which.
I was going to wait to see if Zach actually showed up in here for that one, but
what's up, Mr. Potter?
That one in there now.
Hey, Karen, how you doing?
Oh, Karen Potter. Sorry. Thought it was a man. Never mind. I can't read. Kieran. Yeah, sorry. I can't read very well.
Don't call everybody Karen.
I'm sorry. I wasn't going that route. But I'm just curious though. Is it next week or two? No, let me see. It's the 10th, so that makes it the 7th. 2 weeks from yesterday. Are we excited for this debut of Ahsoka on Disney Plus? Are we excited for that? Because I am.
I am looking forward to that.
Oh, okay. So at least I'm not the only person. What about you, Dawn? Aren't you a Star Warsian? Aren't you excited?
Yeah. Sorry, I was reading something.
Are you excited for Ahsoka? Because she's going to be dropping like crazy in 2 weeks. First 2 episodes.
I hate to say this, but I've seen so many trailer spoilers, like I like to call them.
Advertisements, yeah.
They've been advertising the heck out of it,
yeah,
and I think they pretty much. I think I've seen the entire season 1.
Really?
Just from trailers for the.
I think I've only seen like one. I think I've seen 2 trailers and 1 TV spot, and that's it. But I didn't think it gave away too much. But you know, boo, Joe. Boo. Launchpad's having too much fun where they are. But 2 weeks we're getting. So I'm pretty excited.
I think Launchpad is actually bored because I don't think they're actually launching anything this week.
Well, the big flight today was Richard Branson's little airplane that shoots up to 52 miles
Hmm.
just over the Kármán line.
Yep.
So they did actually.
Suborbital, isn't it?
Yes, you can't orbit anything below the Kármán line, so the atmosphere will bring it back.
Actually, I'm looking forward to September 22nd on Peacock.
Why? What'd you
The
do?
Continental.
Oh yeah, that.
I just saw an ad for that last night.
Yeah, I watched the trailer this morning. That is a brutal, violent-looking good trailer, and it seems like because it's a prequel set in the 1970s in New York City before Winston takes over the Continental. Hashtag not a spoiler because it's hinted in the trailer. There's a lot of female butt kicking in that trailer, so wow. I mean, female assassins have always looked good, but there's a lot of females in this trailer, and I'm thinking, you know what, Winston? I don't think you're going to be the center of this one. I think a lot of the women are going to be getting some of the attention. And you know what? Fine by me, because the women we've seen in the John Wick franchise, one gets killed off in the first one, and then Halle Berry shows up in part 3, and she was fantastic. She did all her own stunts at the age of 56. But the fourth one I haven't seen yet, so I don't want any spoilers on John Wick 4, but the Continental looks pretty darn good.
Them. I'm wondering if they'll show Winston as like a young hitman.
That's pretty much the beginning of the trailers, basically.
That's it. It's all the story centers around a young, up and coming Ian McShane, aka Winston, before he takes over the Continental.
Which, I mean, I am the John Wick fan. I love John Wick.
Same here. I love John Wick.
Especially the beams of, John Wick's holding his dog and it drifts away into dust. And Thanos is going, oh.
I think you crossed one too many streams there, Egon, but nice try. By the way, I got to tell you, I've watched this clip so many times, it makes me laugh every time. When Egon explains the amount of psychokinetic energy in the New York area, and he uses a gorgeous-looking Twinkie to make his point, and he says, the size of this Twinkie would be 35 feet long, weighing approximately over 600 pounds. And Ray's coughing on his cigarette. That's a big Twinkie. That is so good. And then Egon walks downstairs and says, we just got a visit from the Environmental Protection Agency. How's the grid holding up? Not good. Tell him about the Twinkie. What about the Twinkie? It's so good. It's so good. That movie is so good.
And
I'm not saying something that hasn't already been said on many a platform, but gosh,
the scene in the mayor's office, Bill Murray's line.
Yeah,
that was improv.
I think most of the film was improv, wasn't it? I think
no, that line that was actually improv.
Nice.
Because
other scenes were improv too.
Because Bill Murray had been agging the hell out of that actor all day. So that reaction of him wanting to get a hold of Bill Murray was true anger.
Oh, you mean the Walter Peck character?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Nice work on William Atherton, who portrayed that character. Interesting. Well, he plays a dirtbag in pretty much any movie he's been in. William.
I wondered about that.
Die Hard. He was in Die Hard 2. He was in the Ghost.
Is it typecasting or just does he do it so well?
No, well, as a character actor, he's just good at playing a jerk. And then decades later, I don't know if anyone has seen this, to my knowledge, but he guest stars on an episode of a little show that's been on for over 2.5 decades, known as SVU, Law and Order SVU. And he was great on that. And that's like, 20, 30 years after Ghostbusters. I'm like, dang, this guy's good. I mean, this guy is really good at playing whatever, type of bad, jerky,
Oh, did y'all see the Princess Bride video that I posted up?
No.
It says, you're not ready for this, nor are you worthy.
Hi, Donna. Great to see you.
I mean, we're talking Rob and Carl Reiner are in it. Dave Bautista as the Andre the Giant character for one.
What was his name? Fezzik.
Pheasant.
Thank you.
It's just all actors, and you can tell
There
it was
is
shot.
there is this big fan push to do The Princess Bride Part 2 or Return to the Princess Bride.
It's never going
And
to
the
happen.
idea is
It's never going to happen. Never.
Fred Savage plays the father,
Oh.
and his daughter is homesick, and he stays home with his daughter and reads the same book that his grandfather read to him when he was sick. And the new version of The Princess Bride will be from a little girl's perspective. So all the characters will be different. That wardrobe would be just the way that she imagines the story will be different.
So
And
it's okay if it's a kissing book.
yeah,
I was going to say, if
it's
they
the
don't
same
incorporate-
story. It's the same story, just from a very different perspective.
That's fair, but if they don't incorporate the line, do we have to hear the kissing part? Someday you may not mind so much.
All the apparently all the lines are going to be pretty much the same.
Wow.
But-
And there's another push for it to be all Muppets.
Yeah, a Muppet version.
A Muppet version of Princess? Now that, I mean, anything Muppets, I mean, is going to grab my attention because Muppets are
Where to
legendary.
put
They're
my
gonna
wallet?
die.
Take my
I got-
money.
I got one for you then, Ryan. The Muppets do Pink Floyd's The Wall.
You know,
Oh,
I don't know about that.
Animal would have to be pink.
And Gonzo does the pink role.
No, Animal.
No, Gonzo. Got to be
does
Gonzo.
it? What was it? Weren't they pitching a what was it? A Muppet version of? Gosh, it was something. I can't remember what it was.
Gotcha. Might like to go to the show. Okay.
Well, Dan, John, one of y'all play the animal. Play the animal clip.
John, you
Is
got
there
it.
an animal clip?
Is there
There's an animal clip.
Oh, there is.
I don't have an animal.
Do you see it, John or Dan?
Wait a
It's
minute.
like
Wait.
30
Yeah,
seconds.
yeah.
Life on the road's no good for animal. Yeah, too many women, too many towns. And then that.
Too many women, too many towns. I can't. Oh my god.
I like Zach's comment. Muppets take over NASA needs to happen.
I want to see Animal just go after all the not all of them, but a number of 80s and 90s beauties. Just hit on them, try to get their number before he says, "Whoa, man," and then they just run off. You know what I mean? Like try to get Heather Locklear's phone number. You know, try to get Christy Brinkley's number. You know what I mean? I'd like to see Animal try that.
The thing is, Animal Mike could succeed.
Would he? Would he succeed in getting Locklear and Christy Brinkley and Brooke Shields and who was another one? Does anyone remember Erica Eleniak? Anyone remember her?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
What about her?
Now, do you know her first role?
What
Do you
was
know
her
her-
first role again?
Under Siege, wasn't it?
Was it
No,
Prestige?
no.
What was it? Was
It was in E.T.
Oh,
she was in ET?
Remember when Elliot turned all the frogs loose and some guy was laying in the floor and he stepped up on the guy's back and kissed the girl?
really?
That was
That
Erica.
that was Erica. Yeah.
A very young, up and coming at the time. I'm assuming.
Well, that they were all. I mean,
extremely young.
if you think about it, that would make her a little older than Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, because Drew Barrymore did E.T. and then a couple years later she did the Stephen King movie that bombed, Firestarter.
Oh,
And by the way, did anyone see the Firestarter remake? Did anyone see
Yes.
that? Was it any
No,
good?
but I have seen the original. I wouldn't have laid that down on.
I heard the remake was garbage.
It
Yeah.
was definitely a sci-fi special.
It was a sci-fi like channel original.
made for Sci-Fi Channel original.
Really? Like the
movie, yeah.
Sharknado movies? Okay.
It wasn't as good as Sharknado.
It wasn't as good as Sharknado. Okay.
Hey, how would you have liked to been in that meeting?
Mm.
The pitch meeting for Sharknado?
I don't think that ever it got to a pitch meeting. They decided in the elevator.
I think they just
Don.
greenlit it in the elevator, didn't they, Dan?
I think they're all higher than Snoop Dogg at
Yeah.
that pitch meeting.
Because they made 5 of those, right? Was it 5 movies or 6?
I think they're up to 7 now.
They're up to
Oh, there
7 or
was
8.
7.
Yeah.
Because it was called Sharknado: The Seventh Awakens or something like
So,
that.
yeah, I can't.
Yeah.
Hey, Don.
Yeah.
I've got neon cat ears.
Do you?
Yeah, look at that. He
I
sure
see what you
does.
did there. That's clever.
He does.
Yeah, you see
I
his
don't-
background there, Don?
Yeah.
He's doing
His
it.
background drowns him out.
They call
Just so
that
you
the
know,
Bat
That is
Building.
downtown Chattanooga.
Oh,
That
Oh,
is downtown
downtown
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga?
That
Is
is
that what
the
that is?
that's the Tennessee Aquarium right there.
Oh, it is Tennessee. Because it kind of reminded me of the first the National Aquarium in Baltimore, where I used to live.
well, it looks like the building in Nashville too.
Oh, Nashville.
Does it?
Well,
Do they have one of those in Nashville? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right on the Tennessee River,
do they have
and that's the
Nashville?
Market Street Bridge over here to the
Ooh,
right there.
that's pretty looking, by the way.
Yeah, that's
I like
it
that
is.
aquarium.
They've done a lot for our town. That's
I
get it
should
all
visit the
pretty fun.
aquarium the next time I'm out there.
Yeah, that's
Hey.
the the
Just
blue
right
one.
like-
Huh?
Did you line it up just to sit just like that so you would have your
No,
cat ears?
I have to actually do this.
He
and,
has to
put a
sit at
thing
an
on
angle.
that.
By the way, Carl says, and then Donna said, "Animal will succeed. We all have a bad boy and a beard with long hair." Oh my God! Oh, Donna, I love you.
Again, no, if you're gonna have,
Ryan,
if you're gonna have,
Ryan, don't knock it.
if you're gonna have Animal go out on the road, he has to go out with Pretty Reckless and have Taylor Momsen sing for him, and be like he's having a big relationship with Taylor Momsen.
Taylor
That's
Momsen. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh, I like to see any movie replaced with Muppets. I would watch any movie. Honestly, if they replaced Alien, Predator, Terminator,
Apollo 13
Apollo
with
13,
Muppets.
Top Gun, Back to the Future, any of that stuff, I would watch with Muppets.
Damn it, John.
That might be the only way I'd ever get to see Les Mis. I mean,
Les
seriously.
Mis, yeah, Les Mis
with Muppets, yeah.
sure.
You hear Kermit.
But you still got to have Hugh Jackman singing.
Houston, we've got a problem. That's
Hugh Jackman.
that's
Waka waka waka.
wagga wagga wagga. Okay.
What is? Oh yeah, everything's been permanently stopped because of the strike. But last I heard, Hugh Jackman was in his yellow suit for Deadpool 3.
Mm,
Yeah, there were
Yep.
pictures
I think that's
I-
right.
of that.
I hope that all of the Hollywood writers go broke. I really do.
Yeah. Carl asked me a question there. How's the computer working? It is in ICU right now being worked on.
Oh, okay. Hope it gets situated though. Hope it gets fixed, whatever that is.
Yeah, it had the wonderful pleasure of doing a Windows update, and we had a power blip.
Ooh. It's
You
no
know,
good.
the part where it says "Do not turn off
your
computer."
Yeah.
Yeah, and the power goes off.
Yep.
That's a bummer, isn't it? It's a huge
Very bummer. Yes.
Mm.
That's what mine was doing when
When was
I
that?
wound up having to go ahead and buy another hard drive and go from the clone that I just made
Mm-hmm.
and reinstall everything. Thankfully, that was a wonderful thing. That clone. I think I will make clone recordings at least once or twice a year, just in case. Don't have to
Yeah.
install them on another hard drive right away. Just use them as a backup.
Mm.
But it's just a matter of, oh, I need to do this before something actually goes wrong.
Well, it's always good to have
It's
a
no
plan B.
good when something actually goes wrong going, oh, I should have done that.
That's true. You know,
I'm watching something on the internet right now that is just really fascinating to watch.
What?
They up in New York City, downtown New York,
Mhm.
they've got the Intrepid Museum, which is the old aircraft carrier, and they got a space shuttle next to it.
Sure.
All these airplanes one day. This week they have pulled the Concorde, the supersonic jetliner, off the deck, put it onto a barge, and they're barging it down to a facility where they're going to refurbish the plane because it's been sitting out in the weather, in the winter and everything like that with no real maintenance or anything. They're sending it off to get maintenance on it, and just watching them move. It's not a terribly big jetliner, but just watching them move it in one piece. Because normally with a big airplane, you'd pull the wings off and stuff like that. And they're moving it Just one big move with all these cranes putting it on barge and stuff like that.
Really? That's interesting.
And they had to build a custom frame for it. That the frame hangs from the crane and then has the drop lines to lift the plane up. And strange enough, looks like they're building a Star Destroyer over the.
Destroyer.
It's that same triangle shape. It's almost perfect.
Oh, so it's like the.
I gotta run down the hall, guys. I'll be right back.
All right.
No problem,
like
man.
you're gonna run.
Like he's really gonna run. He's probably gonna walk.
If you knew how pressing this issue is, it may be a waddle.
Oh, okay, fair.
You got cats. You get one of those.
How many
big
cats?
Cat
You have like 50 cats in that house? I don't know.
No, I think he only has.
No,
one
that's my house.
Oh, that's your house.
He has like
Dan?
3 or 4 dogs.
That's your house. Okay, I'm sorry. I keep mistaking one person's house for another, but
We've actually got 13.
13.
None of them are indoors. We started off with 22.
Really?
Several years ago. There has been a bit of attrition as the years passed. The youngest ones that have not just recently walked up out of the woods, the youngest ones are about 14 or 15. The oldest ones are 15 or 16.
Wow.
Yep.
That's a lot of cat years.
Yep. Well, we take care of them as best we can, and give them a lot of love. And every once in a while, I will go outside into the backyard, and I will sit down, and I will suddenly look like the crazy cat lady. Only I'm a little old man instead of a lady, because they are all over just purring. I mean, the neighbors complain about the purring drowning out their TV sets.
I want to be a dance house.
Hey, Ryan.
I don't have a problem with.
Have you heard that they're going to do a remake of The Mist, the Stephen King movie?
No, I didn't know that. I've seen the what's his face, the Thomas Jane, the one from the 2000s.
Right.
Yes, I've seen that one.
I will post that on Stupid Clock. I found it on the Inverse website.
Yeah, feel free to do so. I wouldn't mind giving a quick glance at that. It seems like Hollywood just loves to remake everything that doesn't need to be remade. It's funny because I planned out the last few anniversary celebration watch-alongs that we're doing on my side of the fence with Nerd Culture, and then I rewatched the 3 Predator movies, and then I rewatched the first 3 Rocky movies. That was fun. And then I planned out we're doing one for Searching for Bobby Fischer tomorrow. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that movie. It's a criminally underrated biopic. And then later this year, we're going to do one for Mrs. Doubtfire because that movie turns 30. Rest in peace to the great Robin Williams.
Are you Ryan? Are you a John Boorman fan?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, John Boorman is a director, and his whole family is basically actors, directors, producers.
Really?
And if you remember the King Arthur movie Excalibur,
yes,
heard of it, haven't seen it.
Oh, you got to see that one. That was a John Boorman movie.
Oh, okay.
And what happened? I can't remember which studio it was he was working for at the time. They were trying to buy the rights to Lord of the Rings from Tolkien Estate to do the movie. And they told Boorman, "We're getting the rights when you start doing this movie. We want you to direct." He said, "Okay." Boorman put $1 million of his own money into getting ready to do his vision of Lord of the Rings.
Jeez.
And he has this huge estate in Scotland, I think it is, where he lives. And he started building sets on his own property. And he has this beautiful piece of property, river running through it, waterfalls, all sorts of stuff. So he's building all these sets. He's getting the armor ready. And he's got 3 different sets of armor. And he basically built just enough armor to show it off to the producers and such. This is how we're going to do the movie and such. And somewhere down the line, the Tolkien family said, "No, we don't like what you're doing, so we're not going to, give you the rights to it." So the whole thing fell through. And here's Boorman stuck $1 million in the hole on all this sets and property and stuff like that. So he took Le Mort the Arthur, and wrote the Excalibur movie. Did the screenplay himself and everything. And if you watch the movie, you can see all this stuff that was built for Lord of the Rings being used in the Arthur movie. with Excalibur, all this. The armor, like the elf armor, is this beautiful, bright, shiny. It's actually polished aluminum. But
That's why they were using plate armor out of period.
and that was supposed to be the elf armor.
He had it to spare. Yeah.
And then the humans had the regular steel iron armor, whatever you want to call it. And then the orcs, the early when they first started the movie, all that ugly armor with the spikes and everything, that was supposed to be the orc armor. And then the scene where Arthur and Lancelot are having their fight in the river, and he misuses Excalibur to defeat Lancelot. That bridge in the background was the start of the set for Rivendell. That was going to be the elf village. And they already built the bridge. So they had a battle at the bridge. And just a lot of stuff like that. He also did a movie that's really good, Hope and Glory, which is sort of semi-autobiographical. It's about a young boy and his family living through the Blitz in World War II London. And it's got a lot of good people. It's got David Warner's in it, and it's kind of funny though. Every movie he does, he has like his daughter is an actress, his son is an actress, and they play
actress.
Yeah. If you ever see him do his acting, you'll understand.
Okay.
Dan's like, I think you said that grammatically wrong, but all right, whatever.
That was a Freudian.
I was just wondering about pronouns.
Dan's like, what are we doing here with pronouns?
No, that was not a wonder about pronouns. That was a fairly accurate pronoun.
I'm kidding. But I hear what you're saying. That's cool. I mean, great. I'm gonna have to add this to my 600-mile long list of movies I got to watch before I croak. So.
He's got several movies out, but those are two.
People keep telling me to watch Excalibur, so
yeah, but definitely that's classic.
You
just can't.
Yeah,
and,
I got to find that. I got to stream it.
You will trust me when you start looking at that. You'll go, oh that guy, oh that guy, oh that guy, because Gabriel Byrne's in it.
Oh, I know Gabriel Byrne. Yeah,
Liam Neeson, Helen Mirren.
That's a big name cast, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, exactly. They had a huge name cast.
I can't remember Nigel. He's a big English actor, and I can't remember his name. I hate that I can't remember some of these English names. But the guy that plays King Arthur is a very famous actor in England. You just don't see him much in American stuff.
I just saw. I was rewatching Money Talks, and David Warner plays the head of the newsroom.
Patrick Stewart is in it.
Oh, Picard. Okay.
Yeah. He actually plays a major pivotal character. And
my love is a fever, longing so for the hidden. Never mind. I love Patrick Stewart. So I mean, Patrick Stewart. So yeah,
you'll like him in this one. He plays Guinevere's father, and I cannot remember the name of the character.
Guinevere's Faja. Okay.
Father.
Yeah, I know. Because the only iteration I've seen of Guinevere and some of these other characters. Granted, I made the mistake of watching the Disney movie The Sword and the Stone, which wasn't what I thought it was. And then I watched King Arthur, that was directed by Antoine Fuqua in the 2000s. It starred Clive Owen and Ian Grufford, if you know who that is. Keira Knightley was a very beautiful, and still to a certain degree, I think she's still beautiful to this day. Keira Knightley was Guinevere.
Yep.
In that iteration of what was it?
King Arthur? They did it like the original Roman story, which was very cool.
I think it was.
That one was the all-star cast. So it's Stellan
Skarsgård. I would like to see that one just for the period accuracy.
Was Stellan Skarsgård in that one?
Yeah, he played the Viking.
I'm
sorry, no, not the Viking.
The other guy,
the Saxon.
Yeah, that's
the head of the Saxons.
Yeah. I haven't seen the movie came out in 2004.
You can't recognize him because they put more hair on him than a lion's mane.
So, well, that's true. But I haven't seen King Arthur in a while. I remember liking it in the 2000s. I might have to go back and revisit. Plus, Keira Knightley as Guinevere is nothing to sneeze at.
Sean Connery and Richard Gere in First Night.
That's another one I need to sit down and watch because I like
it. Ain't bad, but you can tell the reason they got so many big names in it is because they needed to do something to make the movie interesting.
Yeah. I would still watch it though. First Night, I would still watch it.
This movie sucks, but it's got Sean Connery and Richard Gere. You got to watch it. Okay.
Yeah. I forget who plays his wife in that. Was it Sophie Marceau as his wife?
I believe so.
In First Night. Or was it?
did-
No, I think it was Claire. Was it Claire Forlani?
Hang on a minute.
Or was it? I'm thinking it's
Some
Sophie
board-
Marceau or Claire Forlani. It was one of the two.
I am looking that up because now you got me wondering.
I can't remember. This is the thing about movies.
Oh.
You mentioned a title, and I just throw out random names. I don't know.
Oh, Julia Ormond.
Oh, it's that man! I was so off the reservation. Yeah, Julia Ormond plays the.
Oh,
plays the-
Liam Cunningham was in it. I didn't know that. Oh, Liam Cunningham played
Who was he?
Game of Thrones. Sir
Can't remember.
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Davros. Sir Davros.
Davros.
Was it
Good
Evros?
Lord,
Evros.
George.
Was it King
Stealing
George?
names
No, I'm
of George R. Martin.
kidding. The guy who takes 85 years to write a single book.
Well, he's already
Oh,
been
I'm sorry,
paid.
not,
Why
not
should he
Davros.
finish it?
Davos, without the R.
Davos.
Davos
Oh,
Seaworth. Yeah.
Okay.
He takes
For a
85
minute
years
there,
to
I'm
write-
going, they stole a Doctor Who villain's name.
Shouldn't they? They stole everything else from history.
Is it
Why not?
true that George R. R. Martin is still working on like his next book, and it's taken him like 80 years to write it, or something? Something like that.
Pretty much.
Well,
Yes.
actually, the TV series went ahead and finished everything that he was working on, so he might just not feel like
Publishing the
throwing
book.
his version out there and contradicting them, since that's a paycheck.
I think he was working on the book, and then HBO had to write something, so they went around him.
Oh,
basically.
they.
He said,
okay.
and he said, "Okay." So they went around him, and now because he's got this HBO story in his head, he's having trouble figuring out where he was going. So it's like, I don't like that. And then I bet HBO's given a lot of pressure too about, no, you need to write your story so that's close to ours. The two stories. And
Oh
George's
yeah,
like,
I
Sure you
don't
dumb
have the
bastard.
slightest doubt that is exactly the case.
Look at what they're doing with what's his face over at AMC with all the Walking Dead spin-offs. Oh my gosh. Ooh.
I didn't write that.
Talk about
How
talking about milking a cash cow. I mean, there's like 3 or 4 spin-offs of that series now that
Yeah.
the original one is
How
finally
did-
ended.
How did Daryl get across the ocean in 6 months?
I don't know.
He's now in Paris.
Did somebody
That
write
wouldn't be
that?
hard. You can sail across the ocean
Is
in
that
a
a
month and
written
a half. Easy.
story? Is that in a TV series?
Yeah, that's the spin-off of Walking Dead.
Ugh.
Getting back will be a pain in the ass, but getting to Europe from the United States isn't that hard.
Ugh.
Now-
Now,
That's the
here-
Golden Train working for you.
I forgot where I was. Oh, now one of the shows had a Groundhog Day episode.
Bless
No.
him. Boy, that's
apparently in the HBO series, they have decided that the outbreak actually started in a biolab in Paris.
in the. Is this for Walking Dead or is this something
Yes,
else? Okay.
in Walking Dead.
Wow. Okay.
That's why Daryl and everybody are trying to get to Paris to figure, because apparently there was an initial outbreak, and then there was a second outbreak that's going to make smart zombies. So that's going to be ugly.
Oh,
You know,
that's all they need. Smart.
It's really
zombies.
unfortunate that we never got this because the series debuted around the same time that this movie had come out. And I know this movie was heavily publicized for its behind the scenes issues before it even made it to film, but it actually turned out really well in spite of that. World War Z
Yes.
was
Yes.
a really good movie
Mel
that
Brooks' son wrote that, didn't he?
left the door wide open for a part 2 and a part 3. And they were planning on doing it because the film did reasonably well at the box office, even despite all the behind the scenes issues and the recuts. But man, I would have loved to have seen a sequel to that rather than
Have you-
seeing the
have
4
you
or
read
5
the book?
spin-offs that we're getting of Walking Dead.
Have you read the book, World War Z?
The World War Z book? No.
If you read the book, it's written as a series of interviews for a
Oh,
writer. He's writing for the UN.
oh,
and
the
he's
U. Okay,
basically-
got it.
It's a compilation of interviews of the people that had these important moments in the zombie war.
Interesting.
And the whole book is told it's a bunch of little short stories basically from all these different people and what they saw.
Must be
And of course the movie is nothing like
radically
that, but,
different.
yeah, it's
Now, you know, it was written by Max Brooks, Mel Brooks'
Yes.
son.
Oh,
It
Mel
was
Brooks'
also
kid, yeah.
produced and directed by Max.
So it wasn't, yeah.
And with Mel Brooks involved somewhere, there's a Mel Brooks cameo in World War Z.
I didn't know that.
There has to be. There has
There
to
has
be.
to be.
I didn't
I mean,
know
it's
that.
just
It's real brief. It's real simple. If you didn't know it was Max Brooks, you'd never known it. It's in Israel.
of course.
It's in Israel or Jerusalem,
Right.
and everything going crazy. And the one lone guy that was just lost in the middle of the crowd,
That was Mel?
that was Mel Brooks.
I got to go back and see because I have it on Blu-ray. I have the movie on Blu-ray. I'll have to.
It's hard to recognize. Mel is old. Okay, that's just
Well,
put it there. And
extremely. Yeah.
It's hard to recognize him if all you know him from is his movie roles. So,
Well, that and Spaceballs, but yeah.
Well,
Now,
shit,
isn't there one movie? I thought I read recently there is only one Mel Brooks movie where he does not have a cameo.
Young Frankenstein.
Young Frankenstein.
That's
supposedly.
right.
But
And
I
that
still
was-
think he had a. I still think he had a cameo.
That was in Gene Wilder's contract to do the movie.
Ooh.
Yep.
And
since Gene Wilder wrote the script
Genie boy.
originally,
Mhm.
Once in a blue moon, I'll find myself sitting down one day and going on YouTube and watching the "You lose, you get nothing. Good day, sir" scene from Willy Wonka. If you remember that one, it's a really good scene. It's a great scene when he loses his temper and he, gives it to Charlie and his uncle or his dad, whatever it was.
Uncle.
Uncle Charlie.
Uncle Charlie, thank you. You bumped into the ceiling, which now has to be washed and sterilized, so you get nothing.
It was actually Grandpa Joe.
Yeah,
Grandpa Joe.
Grandpa
Thank you,
Joe.
thank you, Grandpa Joe. Says you lose, you get nothing.
Charlie
Good
was the
day,
kid.
sir.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yes, I should have remembered that. Roald Dahl wrote that, didn't he?
And
Yeah.
the deal was, and the only thing he wanted Charlie to do is just give back that gobstopper.
Mm-hmm. But he didn't, did he?
Yeah, he
Give it
did.
gold
Oh no, he
Swordward.
did. He did at the tail end of that. Yeah, I remember now. It took me a minute because I haven't seen the movie in a while, but yeah, I remember he does. He's like, "Here, take it back. I'm out of here. I'm done. This is over."
And Dan, what was the theory? Willy Wonka is a Time Lord.
Yes, that is indeed the theory. Willy Wonka, Miss Frizzle, Mary Poppins.
It's Frizzle for sure.
No. I've heard that there's going to be a crossover between
All three of
Harry
them?
Potter's universe and Mary Poppins, because Mary Poppins went to Hogwarts or something.
Is that going to happen in a Disney movie?
I don't.
A Time Lord at Hogwarts.
Let's see, a Disney movie with a Universal property. Let's cross those.
Yeah, why not? Because you have the theme parks to a certain degree. If they cross over, this is never going to happen. But if they crossed over, I don't think this is true. But now you got me thinking. What if Carmen Sandiego is a Time Lord?
I've heard that one too.
Because she goes to all these exotic locations over many years, stealing all these incredible treasures and artifacts, but she doesn't age a single day in each of the scenes she's been featured in. So I'm thinking to myself, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe she is immortal. Maybe she's a Time Lord.
Now, the one I like, the story goes, she's an evil Time Lord that's stealing all these artworks and stuff like that. And Waldo from Where's Waldo is a good Time Lord that's chasing her.
Yeah. People have cosplayed as those two at conventions and kind of done a bit of a crossover between Waldo and Carmen.
Mhm.
It's been cutesy to see at Comic-Con. I wish I would see someone. I want to see Miss Frizzle and Carmen Sandiego standing next to each other and me getting a picture of that, because those are two 90s icons right there.
And to go along with that, Ryan, there was not only Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego, there was a show called Where in Time.
We're in time.
And I watched all of it. I watched the animated series, the game shows, the spin-off, like all of it. I was there for all of it. And yes, I do remember. I didn't play it a whole lot, to tell you the truth, but I do remember playing the PC game of Where on Earth or Where in Time, whatever it was. I played them on my PC, got tired of it after the first couple of days, maybe weeks, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back to playing Oregon Trail.
Not the,
You know,
not the
I'm gonna
green
go back,
room. Not
I'm
the
gonna
green
go
room.
back to
Not the green
playing
room.
the game where you're a scuba diver and you're at the bottom of the ocean. You're basically just using your flashlight to look for the sea creatures that are peeking out of the shadows. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I've got another theory of somebody else being a Time Lord,
Who would that be?
and I can back it up.
Mm-hmm.
Santa Claus.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah.
Now think about it.
Mm-hmm.
His TARDIS is the sleigh
Yep.
because of all the stuff that can go in the back. Regenerations is every year when you go to the mall, there's a new Santa.
That's so
Dan's
true.
looking at me like the
He's
boy's
not
making
wrong, Dan.
sense.
He's not wrong.
No. I'm just thinking. Oh, you forgot about Ernest Saves Christmas. There's the regenerations.
Well,
Yeah.
I saw this in GalaxyCon. For those of you who were at GalaxyCon in Raleigh a couple weeks ago, where I was, there was a gentleman who was dressed as Santa Claus, but he was also a Santa Jedi. So he was Santa Claus with a red and white lightsaber and a pouch that had Grogu in it as his little elf. And I'm like, you know what? Santa Jedi, Jedi Claus, whatever it is, that is creative stuff. And obviously, I took a selfie with him, took a picture of him. It's on our Instagram. Feel free to look it up. It's there. And he gave me his business card, and his QR code, unfortunately, doesn't take you to his Instagram, and it doesn't take you to his Facebook. It takes you to his website. And I'm like, okay, your website's cool, but like, there's no social media on here.
Did you tell him that?
I didn't say that to him, but it's like, this is a website.
John?
with no social media.
John, we have met that Santa
Have you?
Have we?
Do you know what I'm talking
at
about?
Chattacon.
Was he there?
Yeah.
Really?
Do you remember the Gaelic Santa in the kilt?
Yes.
God.
I guarantee you that's who Ryan is talking about.
I don't know.
Oh, that reminds me.
Santa Mike was his name where I met him.
I happen to be
Santa Mike?
good friends with Mrs. Claus from
Yeah, I
Atlanta.
bet. Oh wait, this ain't the green room. Okay.
Really?
No, it ain't. But this is actual fact.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Once a year, he knows her husband's going to be working all night. So,
This isn't John. This isn't the green room, and Ryan doesn't sign up for green rooms.
I
No,
just thought
actually,
of a comment that is a total green room comment, and
It is.
I'm really afraid to say it.
Carl
Okay.
put something in the
Your
chat.
show the other night, it probably would have fit in with that, huh?
Mhm. No, very good friend of mine from
Where was this
not
from?
from college, from after college, during college, from BSCA.
Really?
Yeah. I used to date her roommate at the time. Well, they were still in college, and I had already left
Graduated.
and started. No, I never graduated. I just ran out of money.
Oh, you ran out of money. Okay, sorry.
Yep.
I got that.
But
part
I
of
was
your
already
story incorrect.
I was already working at the factory, so
The factory.
yes.
The factory worker. All right.
19 more weeks, and I will be
Free.
retired.
Retired.
Yes.
So what does that mean? 19. So that means by the end of this year, you're going to be 110% retired.
Oh, no, it means by the end of this year, I'll go in after New Year's Day, file for all my 2024 vacation time. When that runs out, I'll go back for 1 day in mid-February, and then after that, I will be drawing my pension and my 401k and about 3 months away from getting my Social Security.
Oh, okay. Wow, you got a lot of big things coming your way.
I certainly hope so. They better be big. I've been putting money in this stuff for years, decades, half a freaking century.
The green room.
That's good stuff, man.
Oh, Dan, if you click on the picture, you may want to go to DragonCon this year.
Is there? Oh yeah, Billy Piper.
I am not personally acquainted with the young lady, but
Billy
uh,
Piper.
no, I'm afraid that not even that could get me to Dragon Con. I mean, I'd feel like a Kazinti on a sidewalk.
Only
Just
I go to Dragon Con just because I know a bunch of my friends are going to be having tables there, including our good friend Bobby Nash. So it'd be nice to see him. So there's always that.
Hey, Ryan,
Mm.
I'm reading something right now that there is a director named Mike Flanagan,
Yes, went to Taos University, my alma mater.
and he's master of adaptation of books and such to screenplays. Supposedly,
He's done
He
a
did
lot of good stuff for Netflix and
Midnight
theaters.
Massacre. Apparently, they're haggling right now about getting Stephen King's The Dark Tower
For
for
Flanagan
Netflix.
to direct
for
Mhm.
Netflix.
And
for Netflix, that would work. I mean, his other stuff worked. I mean, everything else has gotten good reviews over the years, and I know
That
Mike
is
has
so
been very busy.
interconnected. I would love to see
A proper Dark Tower
an
adaptation.
anthology of the interconnected stories for Dark Tower. Nothing but.
Oh,
I would read it. I don't know. Somebody could probably film it and do a good job. Yes.
apparently, this is the guy they think can do it. So,
well, he's got a great
More
track
power to
record.
it.
Respect. He's got a great track record. He's done. I think he did he do a Conjuring spinoff or a something or other? I know he did. No, he did the Haunting of Hill House. I think it was. Or
yep, Haunting of Hill
The-
House,
the remake.
Midnight
he
Club.
did the remake of that. He did Gerald's Game, which was another one. Remember that Gerald's Game with Carla Gugino and Bruce Greenwood. Gerald's Game. That was another one. Yeah, he's had a really good track record.
Wait a minute. Apparently he's got a new partner, and he says it is not Netflix or Amazon.
Who's the partner? Or who's
It does not say. He's just hinting at it.
Well, if he does Dark Tower for somebody, it's probably going to work because he knows what he's
They're
doing.
saying maybe Disney.
Well, Disney's not going to do Dark Tower.
I don't know. They're trying to get away from all the comic book stuff. So
Are they though? Because I feel like Disney and Marvel are shoving a lot of comic book stuff down our throats.
they are, but a lot of their last few comic book movies they've done have not produced at the box office the way they like. So
okay.
they might be taking a step back from Marvel.
Backpedaling. They're backpedaling.
Mhm.
Well, that would be nice because
Marvel, they're thinking about taking a step back from Marvel and Star Wars because apparently you can only grind out so much pulp in a generation.
there's a million. I mean, there's a million things you can do with both properties. With all due respect, there's a million things you can do with them. There are ways to roll them out.
The little miniseries things that they've been doing are great ways to tell backstories of individual characters and further
like
adventures
Star
of
Wars.
individual characters. Star Wars, Marvel.
I like what Star Wars has been doing. I haven't been keeping up with Marvel, so I could care less. But
It's effective. It's enjoyable.
I heard Secret Invasion was terrible though.
I've heard it. I don't understand why.
I didn't think it was too bad.
I don't know. I've heard people say it wasn't very good. It's disappointing.
The only Marvel series on Disney Plus I really wasn't able to get into was WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
That one was just disjointed and wacky enough for me to be able to understand it as a writer. That gives me special abilities.
You know who they need to do for Marvel Comics? Just
who?
They did the Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the comic book history, of course, they had an offshoot. They had an East Coast Avengers and a West Coast Avengers, which they should do a West Coast event. They should do that. They should do the split off with East and West Coast Avengers.
That'd be nice.
But I would love to see
the Great Lakes Avengers,
the Great Lake Avengers, and get but of course now Jeremy Renner got hurt, and
yeah, but he's recovered from that.
Has he enough to do Hawkeye again?
I don't think he's gonna do. I think he's done though. I don't think he's gonna do it anymore.
So we'd have to get a new Hawkeye, which
you have to get a new one. Well, I think that isn't the girl Kate Bishop the new Hawkeye?
Yeah, basically, yeah, she's the understudy who made
What's
good.
her face? Haley Steinfeld, the incredible actress. Yeah, she can handle it. She's young. She's got 50 years ahead
Yeah,
of her.
but
She's always she's
in
doing.
in the comic series, Hawkeye got pissed off at the Avengers and left
Oh.
and formed his own Avengers group, the Great Lake Avengers.
Well, maybe he could be the one sitting at the desk giving orders like Nick Fury. You know,
That
he doesn't have
could
to do anything
work.
physical. He could just be there, saying, "Hey, I'll give you advice and I'll give you orders, but I'm not going out in the field anymore because I got hurt."
He could be
Now, wait a
there,
minute.
Mr. Waverly, if you want to quote Man from U.N.C.L.E. from back in the
Yes.
day.
Ryan can correct me if I'm wrong on this. Wasn't Squirrel Girl one of the Great Lake Avengers, or did she just work with them occasionally? Or
I
something
think
like that?
occasionally she would work with him, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know too much about certain Marvel characters. Squirrel Girl is one that just I'm like, what? That's real?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Hey.
I just kind of throw that one aside because I'm thinking, okay,
Squirrel
if they had
Girl was able to defeat Galactus by herself.
herself,
not by herself, with her pet squirrel.
With her pet squirrel, with all the squirrels in the universe. But yeah,
I can't.
There were no other Avengers involved in that one or any other. Yeah.
She was
as
like
a comic book fan,
And
I
then
cannot take that seriously.
Deadpool did too, but all he did was drive Galactus crazy by just never shutting up. Almost inserted an adverb there, but
Are they gonna well, they can't. Well, no. Well, since Deadpool and everything else is owned by them, yeah. Technically, Galactus could show up in Deadpool 3.
no, that one
and
that one
Galactus should be
deserves
played by,
it.
and Galactus should be played by Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
That'd
That'd be
save money on the armor, wouldn't it? Yeah.
That would save some cash.
Oh, that would be just you hear the voice and you're like, they got it all
It's weird.
digitally changed, but you're sitting there
Yeah,
listening
they
to the voice
could.
going, that voice sounds familiar. Does Galactus have an Australian accent? Wait a minute. What's going on there?
Maybe he does.
In the animated Fantastic Four stuff, Tony Jay did a great job with that voice.
Look out, Joe! She's right behind you.
I know. She
Hello.
makes enough noise coming in.
Hello. Good to see you. Hope everything's well.
Hey, at least you don't have a
Here.
frying pan
Yet.
hanging off her back belt lid.
What?
Yeah, right.
I'll be back in a minute.
Reaches into the back of her
Big time.
pants and pulls out a frying
What was
pan. Okay.
it wasn't Tony J. It was oh gosh. Who was I thinking of that did the no. Can't remember. But yeah. There's a lot of things they could do at Marvel. I just don't know. I don't follow it. I have a hard enough time. I have an easy time just keeping up with the stuff that they're dropping on in the Star Wars front because it's 8 episodes at a time. So
Oh crap! That just reminded me. I have not seen the final episode of Strange New World.
Really?
oh, Star Trek. Okay.
I've been so busy today.
Okay.
Hello?
Not the
Star
music.
Trek.
Oh, that's
not the
right.
music
That just dropped
What?
today.
Yeah.
Super
porn
Trek.
one or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, hi,
But-
Kitty Cat. Cat
Yes,
just
Ethel. Could I help you?
on the Joe Dog cam.
Yeah. I love the musical one. That was hilarious.
Oh, that was great.
Hey, you have not heard "Bye Bye Bye" until you've heard it in the original Klingon.
Oh, jeez. Is this I don't know if this happens regularly, not outside of the whole Star Trek thing, but Joe, is this the first time you've ever shaved the beard? Because this is the first time I've ever seen you clean shaven, I think.
Joe Bob.
It happens about every 3 months or so.
Oh, okay.
I
You
use
look
it as a gauge to when I need to get the haircut.
Oh, okay. You look good though.
Thank you.
I dig it. I mean, I'm going to be shaving tomorrow because I'm going to this one-day convention on Saturday, and I think this is the first time it's ever going to happen. I'm competing in the cosplay competition that they're having that day, and I'm going to go as Marty McFly from Back to the
Nice.
Future. So I got to look clean shaven, look like my teenage self.
Yeah,
So,
I
yeah.
lost about 5 pounds in 10 years in the barber chair today. So
Oh, okay. Well, this 5 o'clock shadow that you see before you is going to be gone tomorrow. So there you go. Got to look my best if I'm going to be in the cosplay contest.
I think I'm good.
I'm waiting for Joe's cat to knock a computer off the table.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's all that Joe Dog would need today.
Yeah, another computer issue, and somebody's
Yeah.
going to.
The cat would be tacos.
Yeah.
What I'm just someone posed this. They posted a documentary. It was a small documentary. It was like 15 minutes long. It's on the Joe Blow YouTube channel. Anybody familiar with Joe Blow? Anybody familiar with that?
Sounds familiar, but I couldn't
All
tell
right,
you
so they do
anything about it.
movie and TV stuff, right? So one of the questions that they asked, and they did a documentary about it, is the original, straight up, not the cuts, not the recuts, any of that stuff. The original Star Wars trilogy. They're saying that to this day, it in their minds, it is the best, like the best sci-fi movies that have ever been made, according to them. According to them. It's just, and it says, are these the best sci-fi movies that have ever been made? Question mark. So I'm just curious, in your mind, outside of your, because the different, favorite and best are two different things. In your mind, what do you think is just a single film, just straight up? What is the single best sci-fi movie in your opinion? I'm just curious. And this is to the field. This is for everybody. This isn't just for one person.
Just out of all of them, what's the
Out of
best
every
sci-fi
single sci-fi movie that's ever been made in the history of the genre, what in your mind do you believe to be the best film of sci-fi? The best sci-fi movie ever?
Blade Runner would be tops.
Okay.
Not the top. Blade Runner'd have to be top 5.
Okay.
I was going to say 2001 Space Odyssey.
Oh,
Yeah,
Space
that-
Odyssey. Yeah. Okay.
Of course, Forbidden Planet.
Still haven't seen
Have-
that.
I mean,
That's in my top 2.
I still haven't seen that one, Dan.
You see, the 1950s, I think it was 50s or 60s. It's
What
late
was it?
50s, early 60s. The Time Machine,
62.
62.
62, yeah.
And let's see.
That's a respectable one.
Yeah.
Have I seen that one?
And of course, of the more modern ones, you've got Logan's Run,
Logan's Run.
Dune.
good dystopian.
Oh, Dune. Yeah.
Dune.
The original Dune.
Oh, the original David Lynch
Yes.
Yes.
Dune. Okay, just
Not that
making
the
sure.
not the new one's bad. It's just a bit flashy. But
It's a bit flashy.
let's see.
Wow, that's a good question.
I always liked, of course, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
I finally saw that a while ago for the first time. I finally saw it. I didn't like it too much, but maybe it's because it's a generational thing. I don't know.
Logan's
Well,
Run.
I could pull up a cheat sheet, but I don't have it right now.
You don't have it here?
It's
not on
at
this
the house.
computer.
Not on this set. He doesn't. Gosh, best sci-fi movie. That's a tough one.
That
is.
is a good one there. That is a good one there. Your second suggestion, Carl.
Oh, he says Fantastic Voyage or the Andromeda. Is it
Andromeda Strain. Is
Andromeda
Andromeda
Strain.
Strain.
Excuse me. Andromeda Strain. Not Andromeda, but Andromeda Strain. Thank you.
Fantastic,
Yep.
Fantastic Voyage.
That
is
was
good.
a Michael Crichton.
Was it
Yes.
Michael Crichton?
It
Yes,
was
that was-
from one of his novels. Yes.
Oh, cool. I have to sit down and watch that, apparently.
The original, not the sci-fi remake.
Oh,
I
okay.
just
never
did
mind.
you. I just did you a hell of a favor right there.
Okay, the original, but not the. Okay.
Oh yeah.
not the,
the one.
sci-fi remake.
The one was Raquel Welch's Fantastic Voyage.
The one with
Andromeda
Raquel
Strain.
Welch is better.
No.
No.
Actually, Fantastic Voyage, the original with everybody.
What's his face?
Yeah, him too.
The other guy.
What
that
was the
that
mo-
was that was excellent. Andromeda Strain. She was also in Poseidon Adventure. Shelley Winters is
Shelley
in-
Winters. That's it.
Yep. And was it Cara Dulea or
Diana Rigg.
no?
Wasn't Diana.
That would have made the sterilization process scenes a whole lot more interesting. But,
Diana Rigg.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember her name, but she, in the book, she was a male doctor.
yes,
In
Yes.
in the movie, they replaced her with a female of questionable
which was
gender.
Shelley Winters.
No,
Oh,
it's not Shelley Winters.
what was the movie? The remake was called Inner Space with Martin Short and Dennis
One of the
Quaid.
Quaid boys, yeah.
Mm,
Meg
But
Ryan.
the original version,
mm.
where they were shrunk down, put in the human body to do a brain surgery from the inside.
Ooh.
From a novel by Isaac Asimov.
Oh,
What's
really?
the name of it?
It wasn't iRobot, was it?
What?
What? Fantastic Voyage.
Oh, is
that
Fantastic
is
Voyage was
Yeah.
that was the name of the novel in the movie, yeah.
Okay.
That
I
was the
want to
same.
watch Inner Space. I haven't seen that for like years, and now I want to watch it.
It was also a pretty decent cartoon, but it had nothing to do with the movie except being miniaturized in a submarine.
Yeah. Dan,
Weird.
Kate Reed played Dr. Luth Revitt,
Who looks like Shelley Winters, according to
who looks
Carl
a bit like
Witzman
Shelley
in the
Winters.
chat.
Yes. I know.
Okay. Well, it was an honest mistake.
It looks
Well,
like
there
you
Shelley
And
Winters.
Carl posted that,
It wasn't a musical.
and Carl answered that just as John said it.
The one Inner Space was the one with Dennis Quaid and
And Mark Short.
Martin Short. Inner Space.
Well, clearly I got like 6
Yeah.
to 12 movies that you find people just listed that I need to binge
Oh.
watch. But
Yep. My top two would have been a tie between Forbidden Planet and the original Thing from Another World. Black and white, directed by somebody else got credit, but Howard Hawks actually did it. But
I'd go with for me, and this is probably going to shock nobody, but for me, I go with 84's The Terminator. That's probably
That's
my
a pretty
top.
good. That's a pretty good one.
That's
Oh.
probably my top one. And then I would put, what else would I put in a top 5? Because someone,
you should watch the Outer Limits episode,
Logan's-
Demon with a Glass Hand.
Logan's Run.
yeah,
Which
Logan's Run, Fantastic Voyage. What was the other one? Forbidden
Planet of the Apes.
I've seen I've seen Charlton Heston's Planet of the Apes. I've seen that one. That's a
Oh.
good one.
A Mega Man. That's another.
I haven't seen
Yeah,
that.
but
Oh,
that one's been redone 3 times. I mean,
But they always
You-
get a good actor.
you had
got
Vincent Price,
Charlton
Charlton Heston,
Heston,
Charlton Heston's
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Now we're waiting on somebody else to do another one.
Some other
Um,
one.
well, I'm gonna tell you some of
The
the
other
best sci-fi ever was on CBS in the late 50s, early 60s
Interesting.
for about 30 minutes a week.
Now, which
Yeah.
one you talking about?
And
Twilight Zone. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Outer Limits gave it a good run for its money.
there was another one that I found.
What was it?
Outer
called?
Limits was ABC, and NBC had one.
Was that Boris Karloff's Thriller?
No,
Or nope, I can't. I'm running out of guesses here because we only had 3 channels, and ABC wasn't one of them,
It's
or 2
PBS.
channels.
ABC was Outer Limits.
Well, then who had? Okay.
Was it Night Gallery?
No, Night Gallery was NBC
Yeah.
after CBS fired Sterling for not doing,
Right.
not keeping the ratings up. Hello, Rob. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, Rob Brown. Good to see you. That's a nice PTR he's got there in his or his thumbnail, picture, thumbnail, PTR, whatever it's called. It's like a raging
Oh,
wolf.
Rob, you can. Ryan here is a big comic book fanatic.
Mm-hmm.
Just go ahead and comment what you used to do.
Oh.
You know Rob's artwork.
Not offhand.
Well, when he tells you, you'll know it.
Okay. I mean, I'm learning something new every day, folks. Because remember, I'm the young buck of this team. But listen, age is just a number. For sci-fi, I throw in the Terminator.
Good, Rob.
I throw in Star Trek: First Contact. That's a great sci-fi movie.
Oh,
right there.
that's the best Star Trek movie they ever made.
First Contact is boss. Another
'Cause
good
it's
one.
got
that
everything. I mean, it's just,
I like the tree.
I've come to respect this film a little bit more as the years have gone on. RoboCop. I think that's a good
Oh
one.
hell yeah!
another good semi-dystopian. I love dystopian sci-fi where the world's
Oh,
got to happen.
dystopian's kind of your
Thank
thing.
you for your cooperation.
Stay out of trouble.
Space truckers.
I mean, I got a giant poster on my wall that
Oh, I've seen.
That would have been aliens, wouldn't it?
well,
I've
here's the
seen
thing.
truckers.
space truckers,
I
and I'm going to tell you, there was some big names in space truckers.
There was.
There was, yeah.
I never heard of this.
And Rob, I'm glad to
Was
hear
it
you're
Dennis
getting better.
Hopper?
I've heard of
Yeah.
truckers, but I never heard of space.
Brad Dourif. Was it Brad Dourif?
Oh,
Wow.
Look at-
No,
Rob,
not Brad.
Look at
not
Rob
Brad
Brown's
Dourif.
resume here. He works for
There you
Marvel.
go.
Hello, Dawn. That is a beautiful looking piece of food there. You should take a picture of that and put it in a magazine. Rob Brown says, I worked for Marvel in the
They can just
1990s, which is the
reschedule.
greatest decade of them all. Drew the Over the Edge series. I'm not familiar with that one. Sorry. Worked on Savage Sword of Conan. Is it Conan or Conan? How do you pronounce it?
Conan.
And worked on
Is
the
it Conan?
Caliber.
Is it Conan? Okay.
Yeah, because Robert E. Howard was from Texas. Don't
Conan,
expect
there you go.
European
Conan.
pronunciations out of this.
Sorry.
It's a Conan.
It was
Yeah,
Conan.
yeah.
It's Conan. Worked on Excalibur. Okay, that is some good. That's cool stuff, Rob. We're gonna have to get you on the And I Quote podcast, which you can find on my link tree on my Instagram, and my Twitter.
For a
Which you
long
can
time.
find on my name tag at RyanRPM5 and at Neuroculture Channel. # always promote your stuff.
Wait, okay,
Uh,
just a second. I'm gonna discuss it. I think things are going to go opposite from now on because I got to go have my ice cream and I'm not going to eat it on film.
Oh no, of course not.
Oh, you can eat. I mean,
I
I
hope you
eat on
enjoy it, though,
camera.
Dawn.
No, that's
Uh,
okay.
Ryan,
I-
for years, Rob did a lot of the HallowCon and FantasyCon convention artwork.
Oh, worked on the motion picture Tales of Ancient Empire. Once again, I'm not familiar with that one, Rob. Interesting.
I might be
Tails-
back on here in a little bit, but I'll probably be on Last Man Standing too. There is a Last Man Standing tonight, right?
Yes.
Okay.
A
I
short
said-
one.
Great see-
I
Dawn, if I
said,
don't see you,
Bugger it.
have a great one.
What else have I got to do with my late nights?
Yeah.
Probably
love you,
make it
Dawn.
interesting to say the least. So maybe see you guys. I'll see some of you later. If not, have a great night for those that I don't see later.
Have a good one, Don. Great seeing you.
See you, Dawn.
Wish you the
Yeah,
best.
one of those movies that he's talking about. I think
Mhm.
Tales of the Ancient Empire is Sorbo.
Oh, Kevin Sorbo. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've
I
seen
think
him at
that-
conventions. Kevin Sorbo. Hercules, I know, is one of his bigger name projects, but yeah.
Yeah, I wished I could have hooked up with Rob before McTrothamCon this year because I would have got a couple of his DVDs and had them signed.
Nice. That would have been boss. That's really yeah. Yes, Chris, I am here. I know it's been a while. I've been gone for a while. I've been busy with work at the ballpark, and also I've been under the weather recently, but I'm feeling a lot better. So thank goodness for that, because I got a show tomorrow night, and I got to go to a Comic-Con on Saturday, and I got a show on Sunday night, and I got 2 shows on Monday. So
Yeah.
if you want to know what I'm up to, follow the YouTube channel, follow me on the Twitters and the social medias, because we got some big names coming your way. We got who do we got here? We got Guido Martinez from Philbo Publishing. We got Michael Jan Friedman of Crazy Ape Press is going to be joining us on Monday night. That's
Oh,
gonna be
I've got
fun.
one of his books.
You do have one of Michael's books, so then you should
Yeah.
tune in and say hi to Michael then.
Oh no. It's I've had it for quite a while. He probably doesn't want to be reminded of it. I mean,
Well, you could
it
just say hi to him and ask him a question in the chat. That
it was
doesn't hurt
a
either.
good
And
book.
it
It was
was-
a good book.
And it was Michael Paré. Paré?
Is
Michael
it?
Perret.
Oh, Perret.
Yeah. Now, what I was going to do, if I could have got with Rob, I was going to have him sign the DVDs
Mm-hmm.
and then take it to Kevin Sorbo and have him see Rob's name on it. And he goes, "Who's that? That's the guy that did all the artwork."
That's the important guy.
Oh,
That's the guy that made you look good.
I will get on that, Rob. He says, look up Tales of an What is it? Tales of an Ancient Empire prologue. Yep, Kevin Sorbo, Mike Parrott. Yeah. Okay, I'll have to look that up, Rob.
I
gotta
think
do-
it's on
I got to do
YouTube.
my yearly rant here.
Oh, do you?
All right, ran away.
How many rants do you have?
Well, it depends on the time of year and what I'm ranting about. I am a big fan of Sam Adams beer. For those of you who hadn't figured it out yet.
Oh, yeah. I know what that is.
I especially like their summer ale. It's a nice light beer with lemony hint of lemon flavor, and it's just a great summertime beer to drink. There's just one small problem. What month is this?
August.
You can't get summer ale anymore because they've already come out with their Oktoberfest flavor.
Oh my God.
Thanks, Sam Adams.
It's not pretty, is it?
Not
good. Sorry to hear that.
It's just, and the bad part is 1 year we were going on vacation. We were doing a road trip to Myrtle Beach. I went down to the store to get some beer. I was going to just go ahead and buy it cheap while I could, and then take it with us in the truck. Went down to get the summer ale because I figured, well, that'd be such a day sitting on the beach drinking the summer ale. And went down to the store, and there wasn't a single bottle of summer ale to be had because they'd already changed everything over to Oktoberfest.
That's all right. There are already Christmas decorations up in dollar stores. So.
Well, the Halloween decorations have been up for the last 2 months. So
yeah.
Now, the thing is, I can understand wanting to put up Christmas decorations this early. And the reason is you get people that really like to decorate their house for Christmas, lights and stuff like that. And they start planning early, which you kind of have to if you're going to do a big thing, because if you're putting up 10,000 Christmas lights, Italian twinkle Christmas lights, and quick, Ryan, what was that movie? It's
Christmas lights?
Italian twinkle Christmas lights.
Oh, I didn't catch it.
I
don't know what movie that is.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
I don't remember him saying Italian twinkle lights.
They were some sort of custom something that Italian twinkle lights or something like that. I can't remember the exact quote. I thought you would. I thought for sure you'd have jumped in there. Corrected me there. I've slept since then. It's hard to remember comedies because you're laughing too damn hard to pay attention.
I mean, I remember I remember most of that movie, but I don't remember that line being uttered in Christmas Vacation. But I do remember, hey, Griswold, where do you think you're going to put a tree that big? Bend over and I'll show you. You got a lot of nerve talking about that. I wasn't you. And he was referring to Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and I'm like, whoa, this is okay. And he comes out wearing the Jason mask, and he's got the chainsaw. It's just, ugh.
Well, that's where the angel on the Christmas tree came from.
Yeah. Before you know it, we're going to be rewatching that because it'll be the holiday season before you know it. It's crazy.
Have you seen this bracket that you can get to mount to your ceiling?
No.
That looks like a Christmas tree angel.
That's interesting. No, I'm not familiar with this.
But it's got an eye bolt at the very bottom of it. And people will they've got this chain thing that goes down inside the Christmas tree, and people will hang their Christmas trees from the ceiling.
To keep the pets from being able to...
To keep it from being knocked over by cats and dogs and kids and every other damn thing.
Rob, I just sent it to Ryan, and it's from R.E.B. Brown's YouTube page. Ryan, you don't have to come back on. I'll just.
Oh no, I'm here.
Oh, do you have a list of your websites, pages, podcasts, all that sort of stuff? Just something that you could, that you could.
Put I have a link tree that has all my links in it. Yeah.
That's please, as again, I always say, just like you say, advertise. Post that on Stupid O'Clock.
Oh, okay, I'll do that right now. No problem.
Because
simple thing for me to do. No problem.
So thank you, because I know you've got a bunch of them, and I'm always It
I'm
always
I'm a
bothers
busy
me.
guy. I got tons of shows coming up, a lot of people booked. And
That's
Rob
okay.
Brown, you are more than welcome to be a guest on And I Quote. More than welcome, by the way.
And I always want to put all your sites on Stupid O'Clock, but it never fails. I'm like, oh, what am I forgetting? He's got so many sites. What am I gonna? I'm gonna forget something.
And Rob, you can tell that Ryan's impressed. He invited you on the show first time he ever met you.
He never invites me on a show.
Me either.
If you
That's all
guys
right.
want to come on, you're more than
Actually,
welcome.
no, that's a
Oh,
joke.
no.
I get about 5 invitations for his shows every week. So it's
Okay. I was gonna say, Dan, if you want to come on there, you're more
Oh
than welcome.
man, you'd be going, okay, tell me what you're doing now. Well, I'm kind of working.
It's okay.
I'd be really boring.
Okay. All right. You don't have to. It's an open. It's
as a matter
I've
of fact,
extended
I
the
think
invitation.
when I got up and checked
Hey,
my Facebook about 5 hours ago, the first thing that popped up on my Facebook, message and stuff like that was, you have 2 events this week. And guess who the 2 events are with? Yep, that guy. Okay. And
we'll wait till my publisher actually puts out the next book, and then
that would help.
I'll take you up on that. Yeah, whichever one of the 3 that he's got that turns out to be.
But which book is he putting out? Just out of curiosity.
I haven't the faintest idea. He's had 3 since the pandemic started.
They got this thing called a telephone, and you pick up the receiver and you like dial numbers.
He's got the entire thing going. He's got all kinds of stuff going. They won awards and everything.
You go into his office, you pick up his telephone, and you smack him upside the head with it and say, which book are you putting out next month?
I'm waiting my turn. It's not like I'm trying to be demanding or anything.
And yes, Carl, they have the Oktoberfest. I do love the Oktoberfest beer, by the way. It's just the fact that the summer ale has disappeared is just killing me.
So I just did everybody in this room and everyone who may be watching this at home a huge favor. If you go to the incredible Facebook group page called Stupid O'Clock, I took the liberty of posting my link tree that has all my links to all the things that I have coming up, all the things I've done in the past. There's a video feed, there's an audio feed. If you don't want to look at my incredible looking face, you just want to hear my incredible voice, go right ahead and do it. So it's all there. And Rob, if you want to sign up to be a guest, and I quote, there is a link in my link tree that specifically says future guest sign up. Click. So it's up to you, kind sir.
Yes.
You. And by the way, I don't know
And
if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but I made the decision to friend request Rob Brown here. So, Rob, if you see a weird-looking friend request, it's probably from me. There you go.
And
what
I
are the words we always say on the show, Dan?
Joe Bachman a shortened commercial for Apelian and another for my books and another one for the music, because I can't talk about all 3 in less than about 30 minutes. So that's a long commercial right there.
Make sure you give those to Nick Tockert also.
Oh yes, definitely. Nick's been after me to cut the 3-minute advert for Apelian down to a minute. And I'm going to have to record the voiceover all over again. I mean, seriously, there's no way I can't edit what I said on that. I've already edited it down, and it came out to be, longer than most songs you hear on the radio.
Okay.
Yeah, the one that I just did for the independent creator directory for Nick took me 4 tries.
Basically, I just fire up an audio recorder, and I read the lines. I script it first, and then I go, why did you improv in the middle of that? And then I take another audio editing program and chop till I get something that's a usable length.
All right. Let me tell you how my brain works. Okay, this is just gonna kill everybody. I was checking my Facebook real quick just now because I wanted to see Ryan's update thing. And I got one from Geeks with Guns, which is a firearms friendly page about people that go to Dragon Con that like firearms. I happen to be with, and it's just a lot of gun information, stuff like this. But one of the guys who goes there, he's put out this neat little thing, and I'm going to post it here so you see it. It's a, let me see here. He's making these tags that you can put on the back of your cell phone, your smartphone, that has your contact information. So if you lose your phone at Dragon Con,
that's good.
Okay.
And it's got the carpet.
They can turn it into security and get your phone back, hopefully, right? Which I think is a pretty good idea, except that you're putting, like contact info. Well, got to be careful about that sort of thing these days.
Agreed.
But okay, now here's where the devious part of my brain kicks in. Mm-hmm. Take an old cell phone.
Yeah.
Put one of those on it. Okay. This phone belongs to Mark Hamill.
Oof.
And then put like Mark Hamill contact information, stuff like that. And then just like leave the old cell phone laying around.
No.
Just to watch people geek out trying to find Mark Hamill and get his phone back to him.
Meanwhile, he's in Asia filming another movie.
Yeah, he's not even at the convention, but they found his cell phone. Okay. And okay. Now I used to do security for Dragon Con. Volunteered for security for. This is exactly the kind of prank that I would play at Dragon Con, and no one would. Because I was this really straight-laced person. I didn't talk as much back then as I do now. I've gotten much more talkative as I've gotten more experience, more shit to talk about. And this is exactly the kind of practical joke that I would play that no one would believe that I was capable of playing because I was just too straight-laced. I was not. I was literally the kind of guy that would ask questions about what kind of sick, perverted mind would come up with something like this. And I would be the sick, perverted mind that had come up with it. And
I believe it. If we find Mark Hamill's phone at HallowCon, I'm going, John!
I can do that.
I know you could. Hell, you could have... You'd probably come up with Abraham Lincoln's cell phone and leave it at HallowCon. Hell.
Well, the thing is, see, y'all would be blaming John. Now I've got perfect pranks to be dropping. And John's going to get blamed for it.
Nope.
No, we'll just go ask Chris.
Now, I could actually, now see, the thing is, I'm so good at playing pranks that I could actually go along with what Joe just said and get him in trouble for it. So that's just wanted to warn you ahead of time, Joe. That when the police show up and shut down the convention, it's actually a couple actors I hired to play the police officer.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't know Charles Manson had a cell phone.
Now here's the thing, John. I know where it comes from, where you get this from. Years in the military.
Wrong.
If you hadn't pulled a military prank, you're lying.
I have, but that is not where it comes from. Okay. You, Joe, you have not met my mother.
I started to say he came by it honestly. He got it from his mom.
I find it kind of funny that Witzman here, Carl, is saying in the chat, I was on a show that Dan hasn't been on. Wow. In regards to Carl being on, and I quote, whereas Dan hasn't. And then he says, oh, yeah, I'm huge in Australia and New Zealand, Carl says. I just find that funny.
Well, hey, I found out I'm huge in Guatemala.
I was not aware of that.
I'm
world famous in Madison County.
He's also very popular in Saudi Arabia, where they keep trying to ban him.
I mean, I am huge in Guatemala.
Okay, that's fair.
I mean, I walk through the crowd and I tower over everybody.
Oh, wow. Okay. I was going to say, where are we going with this? Never mind.
I promised I wouldn't do those jokes. Joe, don't throw temptation in my path.
And Joe's sitting there going, he's not wrong. Joe knows.
Oh.
I have never seen Joe Bachman ever play, so I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm just gonna go keep plugging through Frontier's website to see if fiber's available in my area.
But Joe, you know it's the truth, and you've never met me. I'm short.
That's true.
He was invited to.
My most famous practical joke I would love to tell you guys about, but I'm afraid I can't for at least another 2 years.
Oh.
Statute of limitations runs
Then
out.
the
Then
statute of limitations will be out on it. I might have to set a date for that because it's actually.
You're going to have a party where you tell all.
It's 2 years and about 1 month that I will be able to tell this joke. So
Yeah. There are going to be so many CIA agents at that party.
we'll have NSA agents commenting on Stupid O'Clock when I reveal my best practical joke.
Boy, that's
most of it would be,
well,
that was you? You?
Yeah, exactly.
John, are the statutes of limitations up on the Reed House incident?
Which
or
one?
do they ever expire?
That depends on whether or not the haunted room was involved.
Well,
yikes.
if it's the if you're talking about the
green stuff, the
container in the parking garage, I believe the statute of limitations is up on that one. If you're talking about the incidents with the 2 different presidents' wives, no, I believe the Secret Service holds those in for 50 years. So we're going to have a long time before we can talk about those.
Oh, okay.
Boy, by that point, you're going to be 150.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Oh.
You just have to write them down for posterity.
And Ryan, that's why you need to come to Chattacon.
Now, of course, we can talk about, because the container in the parking garage incident was actually, it sort of involved a president's wife. Sort of.
Yeah.
One of the first ladies, yes.
Sounds like a scandal waiting to happen. But on that note, I got to get out of here, guys. But it has been fun. It has been great to see each and every single one of you. I wish you nothing but success moving forward. I wish you nothing but the best. It was great to see you who may be watching or listening to this. Don't forget to like and share this with all of your closest friends. If you want to check out my craziness, I took the liberty. I did your homework for you. I posted the link in Stupid O'Clock's Facebook page. Check him out. There's a lot of great links there. A lot of good people doing incredible things, including Dan. He writes a couple of things. So check all that stuff out.
Post-it notes
Thank you.
mostly.
Hey, you're the man. You're the man, Dan. You're the man. But it was fun being here. I wish you the best, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. So thanks for having me, guys.
See you, Ryan.
All right. Nice seeing you.
Hi, Ryan.
See you guys.
Joe, you see that ladder truck, boom truck into the parking garage?
Oh Lord. Okay.
That's because the bomb squad truck couldn't get up there.
Yeah, we have really fun conventions in Chattanooga. Let me tell you, it's not a party until the Secret Service calls out the hazardous material folks to come out and pull stuff out of the parking lot.
And half the con directors are in handcuffs early on Saturday morning.
Well, maybe not in handcuffs, but detained.
Some were in handcuffs.
Proper terminology.
Some were in handcuffs.
You see these guys in black suits come in and go, "Yeah, we got them."
Oh.
Yes.
And see Joe Dog about 2 hours later going,
Okay, we've only got about 15 minutes left on the show, so I will go ahead and tell this story very quickly. Okay. It's a Chattacon. Okay. Now, some fellow shows up, and what he's done is he has made a batch of jungle juice, okay, which is an alcoholic punch.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's more to the story because the party involved that he was going to.
Yeah. So he shows up at Chattacon, and he's built a PVC pipe container with a hose on it with the jungle juice in it. and sling to hold it and stuff like that. And like a kind of like a camel back. He's sitting, and he's placed stickers on it of radioactive and biological hazard materials on the PVC pipe. Okay. He has placed stickers that are actual stickers, like U.S. government issue, the sort of thing that you would get at Sequoia Nuclear Plant, which I believe is actually where the fellow that did this worked. Wasn't it? Okay.
No.
No, I will say this: I've had some Jungle Juice that should have those stickers
Yeah.
on there. So
Now it turns out, just down the road from the Reed House Hotel, which is this parking garage is directly across the street from the Reed House. The white van you see in the parking lot there in the picture here is a rental that's HallowCon's rental van that they use for moving stuff around. I believe that's actually the Coca-Cola van for moving the drinks and stuff. And they keep it outside to kind of keep it cool.
Because it is January.
Yeah, January. Cheap refrigeration. And so he goes to this party, and it turns out just down the road at the Trade Center, the brand new Trade Center at the Marriott, Laura Bush was meeting with the wives, Republican wives, I can't remember what it's called, GOP wives or whatever, was meeting just down the road. So
It was Barbara.
With Barbara? No,
Yeah.
wait. No, this one was Laura. Barbara was the earlier one. Other incident. Wrong Barbara. Wrong Bush.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
this one was Laura.
I hate it when that happens.
Or no, Joe may be right. It may have been. I think it was Laura though. But it's one of the first wives named Bush. And they were down at the Marriott, brand new Marriott, meeting with the Republican wives or some lady Republicans, whatever. I can't remember what it's called. But meeting that. So there's a lot of Secret Service presence 2 blocks down the road. And so this guy goes to this party with this Jungle Juice here at HallowCon and gets drunker than 2 Cooter Browns. Goes out. Now, his car is in this parking garage you see in the picture here. He goes out to his car, staggers out to his car, and his Jungle Juice container is leaking juice and alcohol. So he leaves it sitting on the ground outside his parked car, crawls into his parked car, which I believe is a van, if I'm not mistaken. Crawls into his car and proceeds to go to sleep. One of those drunken stupor sleeps that lasts about 18 hours.
Yep.
Well, next morning, one of the Secret Service agents, who just happened to park his car in this garage, is going to get in his car, looks over, sees this PVC pipe sitting there with the radiological material and something leaking out of it. Grabs his Secret Service issued radio and proceeds to tell everyone in the federal government what he has found. Chris Walker says it was the early 90s. It was Barbara Bush. Thank you, Chris. Okay. I cannot begin to tell you all of the 3-letter designations that were used to respond to this device found in the parking garage.
The entire alphabet mafia.
Yes.
Pretty much.
DEA, NSA, Secret Service, Nuclear Regulatory Commission,
LSMFT. Yeah.
MOUFC.
EIEIO. Yeah, just all of them showed up. Okay. It was a multi-million-dollar response to a $12 prop. Okay. Now, here's what's funny. The guy who did this wakes up. Hears all this noise outside his van, looks out the window and sees all these uniforms, police officers, hazardous material suits, oxygen tanks, bomb-sniffing robots, just everything. Says, yeah, fuck this, I'm going back to sleep. And just laid back down in his van and went to sleep. While they are literally, now here's the fun part, they're literally hosing down the parking structure with a fire truck to get rid of whatever the nuclear material is. Yeah, pump it into the Tennessee River. Thanks. police department.
Don't water the booze, man.
While the convention, now here's what's funny. The office for the convention, you can barely see it. I'm going to try and point it out here. Right up in here is a window near one of the rooms where they're running convention operations from. The entire convention staff is sitting there watching all this go on while the Secret Service is asking questions of various people. That was a fun convention. Because none of them got any sleep. That was the really fun part.
Except the guy in the van.
Except the guy in the van.
Yeah, I was at Liberty Town, and Regina Kirby told the story because it was her room party. And the poor guy from San Francisco is going, what? And when she finishes her story, I lean into the mic and goes, Regina wins.
That microphone is not working, Joe.
Not working.
I
It's
don't
working
think,
fine. He just whispered.
no.
Yeah.
I'm not hearing it very well, but that's me.
Well, get you some earphones like everybody else has.
No, your volume sounds very loud. I've been turning up your volume throughout the show. So.
Well, I'm going to run down the hall.
It could also be that he's not on his normal computer.
You know, that might be it too.
Yep.
Because he does sound I can hear him fine, but it definitely sounds different. That came in loud and clear.
Chris, what's the status on this year's pickled eggs?
I'm the one makes the pickled eggs, Dan. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
And
Misattribution.
Yeah, I haven't started yet.
They're not going to be done in time.
Early.
They're not going to be done in time.
But I do have to blanch tomatoes and start canning tomatoes tomorrow. God. I've been putting it off. I can never seem to have just the right amount of tomatoes for it, because you get a bunch of them, put them in the fridge, put them in a basket, whatever, and then while you're waiting for the next batch to come in, you start getting rotten ones from the first batch, and it just I don't like canning small batches of tomatoes.
Well, if you're going to do it, go big.
Exactly.
Speaking of which,
you should do 7 quarts at a time, because that's how much your darn cooker, the boiling pan does.
Yeah, I remember.
Canning pan. Yeah.
I'm from East Tennessee. I remember. Yeah. On that note.
Dan loved doing that. I can tell. He got a big kick out of that.
Hey, I rarely get the chance. Usually that's your duty. So,
one of these days, I'm going to have to get Mike Dilson on this show to tell this story. Mike Dilson was the convention director.
Oh,
when this happened, and it's
we'll find out exactly who.
If you're out there, Mike, if you're watching the show, Mike,
we'll find out exactly who was in handcuffs at the time, and not in the fun way.
Well,
they may still have thought it was fun.
Actually, knowing his wife, they probably did both.
Okay. The only problem with that is, how am I supposed to top this for last man standing?
That's your problem. Anyway,
you're so considerate.
Mike, it's kind of funny. He used to work at the first gaming store in Chattanooga. Well, not the first, but it was the one that started selling Dungeons and Dragons stuff and Computer Time. They actually had, early computers for playing computer games. So you go in there, pay your $1 or whatever, play for an hour. Oh, look who's back.
Both of them.
Must be the age of Aquarius.
I missed it by that much, didn't I?
Here's the dawn and the age of Aquarius.
I just realized once the show's over, I got to go outside and turn off the new lights on Grillzilla.
Did you leave them on?
Yeah, I've been working on it. Installed a new lighting system. They were saying that it was a little dark and the light was only in one concentrated spot, and they really couldn't see well.
Yeah.
If they say they can't see the food this year, it's only because they had to put sunglasses on.
You need to get a picture of that and show us. Just, I mean, that's
Are we going to have to worry about
airplanes
airplanes taxiing into the hotel parking lot, or
You
what?
didn't have to turn on the propane to cook the food now. Flip the lights on and the food starts boiling.
Well, they're LEDs, thankfully.
Good night, Carl.
Good night, Carl.
Good night, Carl.
And hello,
Hello,
Keisha.
Keisha.
Oh,
Hello,
wow.
Keisha.
Deja vu. Or is that deja vu?
Boujade.
Yeah,
It's happening that you didn't wish was
yeah.
happening.
Deja vu's feeling you heard that
Would you feel like
bullshit
you had to-
before.
Like at a second time.
Which reminds me, you can find it on YouTube. Chick-fil-A has a movie out now about the cows, and it looks like it's done with claymation.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my God, it's absolutely hilarious.
I'll see it when they sell it in the cutout bin at Kroger.
It's on YouTube.
I'll wait for it to show up at Kroger. Thank you.
Hello, Willow, our second
Oh.
favorite Canadian.
Hey, Willow.
Hey, Willow.
Yeah, Willa.
I was wondering why Willow was so nice. Turns out she's Canadian. Deja Dawn.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think Willow is just nice. Hey, I watched Cryptid Crunch.
Hey, Donna showed up. Darn, I thought she was out off the. No, wait, no, she's been on the show for a while.
She's been back. She's been
Okay.
back.
You know what? Dan mentioned something about she was going to be gone.
Yeah, she was off at a family dinner. Something I'm going to have to do next week.
All right, so Willow's wanting to know who the first favorite Canadian is.
My mom
Oh,
apparently got her backyard straightened out and wants to grill out. She said, I bought steaks and stuff and we'll grill out. And of course, it's rained every day since she said that. But it's story of my
it's
life.
a sign.
Yeah. No, I had to think of something to take. Don't want to.
Everybody's talking about family dinners and all that, and all I'm thinking of is I remember that family dinner in Texas that time.
Okay, I'm not gonna bite.
I'll bite.
I knew it involved a chainsaw. Yes, indeed, I was right.
Did it look
No,
like a
a week-
massacre when it was done?
A what?
Did it look like a massacre when it was done?
Yeah.
Nope. A week from Saturday will be my mother's birthday, my oldest daughter's birthday, and then 2 weeks from Saturday will be my sister's birthday. Y'all kind of spread it out a little bit, please.
And I know we're getting ready to run the
Yes.
ending, but I figured Joe Dog would like to see this real quick.
All right, I can't pull it up, y'all.
love
I-
that.
Steak, bacon, cheese, tacos.
What? I heard
Say it.
bacon.
Steak,
Steak?
bacon, cheese, tacos.
Doesn't sound half bad.
Shit, I left
Doesn't
my
sound.
beer
It doesn't look half bad either.
You know, I can feel my chest tightening up a little bit, but yeah.
Not the green room.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one thinking it, Dan.
Well, I know no one else wants to say it, so I'm going to head and jump in and say it here. It's that time, ladies. and
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's time to say goodnight, everybody.
Good night,
night,
everybody.
everybody.
See you on.
He wanted to say, see you later on Last Man Standing.
Oh, I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.